So NATANOY has responded, and for those of you who don't know who he is, he's a BRM5 YouTuber who makes really cringy videos, lying to the community. He clickbaits, he steals thumbnails as much as he would like to tell you that he doesn't, and I'll get into that later. It is quite funny actually. But in general, allegedly sub-bots. I made that accusation and I got nothing more to back it up other than what I said last time. But if you haven't watched that previous video, I would recommend that you go and do so after you watch this one, because it gives you a lot more context as to why I am saying what I am saying right now. So I was just going through YouTube, I was watching a video, I think it was like a policing video or something, not relevant to the story, but I looked at my notifications and I received this comment. It is kind of funny that he actually did respond. I never thought he would, but oh well. He just said, "Oh my god, I don't care." So, are you kind of admitting that you know you're the worst BRM5 YouTuber, or are you just ignorant to the fact that quite a few people now don't really like what you're doing in the community? So why did he comment this? Why did he comment that he doesn't care? Did we strike his ego? Did we push him to the point that he realised he might have to change what he does, change the fact that he's lying to the BRM5 community outright? Or is he maybe admitting that he's wrong and pledging to change his ways for a better BRM5 community? Actually, I think I'm going to stick with my first point and say that we just kind of struck his ego and bruised him that much. So as I mentioned earlier, I went through his channel a few more times after I did that video just to see if there was something that I missed that I could perhaps put in a follow-up video, and here we are in a follow-up video. But nonetheless, I did find that he makes a few shorts, not to do with BRM5 in effect. They're all just sort of, you know, the cringy shorts that seem to get hundreds of thousands of views for seemingly no reason, because they just put some video in the bottom to trigger your ADHD. To be fair though, he did make one short that kind of struck my interest, so here you go. I'm going to do my own parody of his parody of this short.
Put a finger down.
Gamer edition. Let's
if
go.
you put over 5 fingers down,
You're
you
true
are
gamer.
a true gamer. Put a finger
Might be
down
true
if
gamer.
you skip school to play video games.
Don't do it though. Don't
Put
do
a
it.
finger down if you've ever played with someone for over a year and never even met them.
Roblox.
Put a finger down if you've broken a controller.
A lot.
Put
FIFA.
a finger down if you've ever pulled an all-nighter.
No.
Put a finger down if you have ever rage quit a game out of frustration.
A lot of people did, bro.
I threw my dog out the window.
Put a finger down if you've
It
ever
is.
uninstalled a game.
Yep.
Put
A lot
a
of
finger
games.
down if you have over 500 hours time played on a game.
A lot.
I put Simulator
Down
2.
if you would rather stay at home playing video games than going out with the first person you see when you click share.
Nah, I want to go out with you. I want to go out with
Probably
you. I
gonna be
like
my
you.
ex-girlfriend.
I don't know you,
Finger
but I
down
like
if you
you.
have ever spent over $100 on in-game items.
I have £25 in my
I've
account,
seen
I'm
it.
If you
poor.
have pre-ordered an upcoming game before.
Black Ops 4, it was shit.
Comment how many fingers you put down, you gamer king, and send this to a game.
I put down 9.
So I want to go over first and foremost the dispute between NATANOY and a fairly big YouTuber who goes by the name JayThyKay. If you don't know who he is and you watch BRM5 YouTube, have you lived under a rock? Because he's one of the game's biggest YouTubers and has just hit 15,000 subscribers at the time I'm recording this. But recently he's been in the spotlight for a couple of reasons which are perhaps more out of his control, of which I do recommend you watch his own video on that if you're interested in this sort of subjects. Recently though, NATANOY made a community post calling out Jay for copying his videos, quote, word for word, places to places.
Gets me through the phone.
He copied my whole fucking flow!
Oh,
word for word,
shit.
bar for bar!
Which is a saying I've never heard before, but I think we all know that I'm hardly the most literate person on the planet. Regardless, I find it kind of ironic that many more of NATANOY's channel seems to follow Jay's channel's subjects. Of course, the media that he provides are 2 videos uploaded by the pair. NATANOY made a video by the Orgay 3 titled The Best Builds for the Orgay 3, to which Jay, later on down the line, also makes a video titled The Best Build Orgay 3. Obviously, it looks fairly bad for Jay here, until you realise that there are 37 primary weapons in BRM5 at the time of recording, of which 20 are perhaps considered to be your run-of-the-mill versatile rifles, that being assault rifles and carbines, of which I only ever see the Mark 18, M4, AK-74M, HK-416A5, Orgay 3 and AK-103 used more frequently in greater numbers. Obviously, that is for a multitude of reasons, but the Orgay 3 comes under that umbrella term of fan favourite rifles. If I was to make a video about the FN FAL, far less people would watch it because who actually uses that rifle? But then, all it takes is some minor digging to realise that NATANOY is perhaps more the one who is to blame. We can see a similar instance where now Jay has made a video showcasing unique weapon builds. Then NATANOY goes to make a video titled Unique Weapon Builds 1, nearly a month later. Now that number 1 at the end of the video is what really stokes the fire in my opinion, because we can also notice that Jay has titled his video Unique Weapon Builds 1. At the time of editing, neither channel has perhaps made this promise part 2, but it's almost crystal clear that Jay could very well say it like Soldier Boy.
Word for word, bar for bar.
So in my opinion, I don't think either YouTuber has a case of copying, although Jay's case may be slightly stronger. The game is public domain and has a multitude of guns that is free to use, and some players use certain guns more than others, so making videos about what works best is completely fair game. I've actually put it here in my editing notes to quote, "speak your fucking mind" in bold, because I'm just observing what I can here, and I think that my input shouldn't be censored as should anyone else's. So my biggest point is, Natanoy, your claims for copying are bullshit. YouTube is a big platform, many people make certain videos on certain topics, and while there are valid claims for copying elsewhere, this is just two minds thinking alike. Likewise, if you want to comment on my videos in a mocking manner and then delete it after, I can still see it just like any other comment on my notifications. If you want to go back and forth like this, I can and will. I've got all the time in the world now that I'm in college. Go back to making Spider-Man shorts on GTA and maybe don't touch the Black Hawk community for a while, because I can say that some people here already don't quite like you, even based on the limited information that they have seen.